Hello everybody, welcome! We are starting a new game this time around. This is Parquet, or Parquet. We're not honestly sure how to pronounce it, but I'm sure somebody will tell us the correct way eventually. At any rate, we are your hosts. I am Man of Stage, here with
Sarah and Prince, and together we are Bridge Boys Broadcasting.
All right, thank you for tuning in.
And this is a new game, relatively speaking, and it's by, I think it's Ubisoft Sour?
That sounds right.
Which is a subsidiary of Ubisoft, which makes a lot of games that we are planning to play.
Mm-hmm.
I have specifically played through Draku Riot, or at least kind of English unofficial patch of it. I've gone through all 5 routes of that game. Have you played any Ubisoft games?
I honestly don't know.
That's probably a no then. So, when we end up doing Ubisoft games, then that'll probably be our first. Let us know in the comments what game you think we should go for first out of the Ubisoft lineup.
Yeah, we welcome feedback. We are all for having some assistance with our lineup.
Absolutely. So let's get started with the prologue of this game, I guess.
Yeah, I think that's right. All right, let's go. Oh, right, we didn't establish who is doing what.
So the way we are doing this for part 1 anyway is that Man of Stage over there will be doing more or less the prologue, all of the thoughts, and then when we get to the actual main part, I will be doing the thoughts of the main character, the kind of narration, and he will be taking all of the actual voiced lines of the protagonist.
So a little bit of switch up for anybody who's watched Kinkoi.
Yeah, the exact opposite of that, actually.
Yep, except for this intro segment. All right, let's get to it. I, Miyoshi Manaka, have come to gravely regret my choice of employment.
Whoa, I've been there.
Yeah, relatable. Ibuki Corporation is a second-tier electronics manufacturer. It's a company that's fairly well known across Japan. However, its glory days have long since passed. Time has done nothing but exacerbate the company's steady decline. Many employees fear for the inevitable. There are even rumors of management taking the money and running.
もらえた内定はここだけだったから他に選択肢はなかったんだけど
I'm a girl. This is news to me.
Hello, lady!
Hello, pretty lady! That's not going to change my reading. I'm sorry if her internal voice is going to be male.
Look, I cannot do a female voice.
Neither can I.
So... I cannot, so you will have to take the internal monologue of this woman.
Unless you want her to sound like an 80-year-old woman in her head, and I honestly just think that's
smoked like a pack a day for 80 years.
Happy birthday to me.
All right, let's keep rolling.
I currently work... Oh, now that I know. I currently work as a secretary for one of the company's directors. I studied foreign languages back in college, so I can interact with people from abroad to some extent.
I studied Esperanto.
In all honesty, I think that's the only reason I was hired. I was hoping to get a normal desk job, but lo and behold, I am now a secretary. Unexpected to be sure, but it is what it is. Luckily, I can learn all the skills needed for my job via memory grafting. Ooh, this feels like a plot point. Oh god, that looks scary. BMI, brain-machine interface. The name is pretty self-explanatory, I suppose. It's a device that aids in connecting the human mind to technology. Obviously, the applications of this device are wide and varied. For example, you can watch movies or shows with it by transmitting the information directly into your brain.
It's in my mind!
I can hear it in my mind ears. It can also be used as something of a VR device to play games.
I shit myself 7 times playing Silent Hill.
Conversely, you can also use it as a camera by turning your own sight into a live visual output. Ooh, that's a little creepy. Feels a little Orwellian. Yeah, I don't know about that. It has also become widely used as an asset to those who have suffered brain injuries. By amplifying weakened nerve transmissions, it allows people that would otherwise be paralyzed to move. Well, that's cool. Even blind and deaf people can see and hear because of information that's transmitted directly into their brains via BMI. What's more, there are even BMI prostheses that have faster reflex timings than real limbs. Additionally, the nerve sensors in such limbs can send feedback, allowing for even the sense of touch to be replicated. Oh, it's like Automail in Full Metal Alchemist.
That's actually what I was thinking.
The BMI has become a household name because of its wide range of applications in the field of medicine. These days, research focuses on applying the system to medical support robots and to aid in the maneuvering of drones. However, BMI is most widely used for something called memory grafting. Essentially, you can implant the digitized experiences of others directly into your brain to learn skills. It's like the Matrix.
That's right. I know Kung Fu.
Whoa. I grafted all the skills I'd need as a secretary into my brain, of course. This cutting-edge technology has made it easier to train workers in countries all across the globe and has lowered the learning curves for jobs in every field. Man, that would be pretty handy, actually. Although
it actually would.
I also could see it just screwing up and being like the omelette du fromage episode of Dexter's Lab.
Oh. Mm-hmm.
Omelette du fromage.
That's a good reference right there.
Now everyone has the ability to be proficient at something. It's a convenient technology that has reduced employment hurdles, but on the flip side, it's resulted in a shortage of available jobs. A lot of BMIs are kept from the public for this reason to preserve the societal hierarchy. These BMIs are manufactured and sold by private electronics companies, though the details vary from company to company. Ibuki is, of course, one such BMI manufacturing company, and they've held quite a bit of influence in the industry. However, they've begun to lag behind their competitors in recent years. Their financial records aren't a pretty sight from what I hear.
転職しようかな。でも今更転職先見つかるかどうか。
Thinking about it was too stressful, so I stopped. Then one day, my boss summoned me.
君の仕事を少し変更させてもらう。
ジムに移動とかでしょうか。
And a pay cut too, maybe? This might be the right time to quit.
そうじゃない。君は別のものというか人形の世話をしてもらいたい。
人形？よくわかりませんけど、仕事なら。
He then takes me to a mysterious room. The work desk looks fine, but the bed, toilet, and shower room catch my attention immediately. It almost feels like they expect me to live in here. Oh no. Is that actually what's going to happen to me? Do they want me to be some sort of escort?
訴えるぞこの野郎。
However, thinking for a second, I quickly realize there's no reason to hire a lawyer.
with brain interface, I can get it directly in my head.
I now have all of the legal knowledge I would ever need. This is going to save me so much money. I spot a man already in the room. He must be the one living here. I've never seen his face before, but he appears to be around the same age as me. I'm guessing that's us.
Yeah, I think so.
They aren't an employee here, are they?
こいつの面倒を見てほしい。
どなたなんですか、この方は。
As a side note, I noticed there's a little voice gauge in the bottom right-hand corner that tells you how long the voice line is.
Yes. Yes, there is.
That is cool.
Yeah.
Because I'm really bad about stepping on lines and transitions.
さっき言っただろ。人形だ。
He looks human to me.
こいつに会社を立て直させる。そのために手に入れた。
Ooh, yeah. This story is getting more bizarre by the second.
つまりコンサルタントとかアドバイザーとかなんですか、この人。
そういう知識も移植されているらしい。
Supposedly.
いいか、こいつの存在は口外禁止だ。極秘扱いとする。この部屋から出すこともな。常に鍵をかけておくように。
鍵も？いや、でもそれは。
I look back and notice that there's no doorknob, only a keyhole where it should be. Alright, I think I understand what's going on. They're keeping this person locked in here. Wait, what the hell? They're straight up imprisoning them. Is that even legal?
I will make it legal.
I sure hope I don't end up implicated in some sort of crime for doing this. I would much rather not go to jail, thank you very much. Would anybody rather go to jail? Maybe.
Depends on what your other options are, probably.
True. Could be losing an arm, befriending a bunch of blondes.
I mean, you know. All the
心
blonde
配するな。
waifus.
警察沙汰になることはない。
He read my mind.
そう言われましても。
面倒事を避けるために説明しておく。こいつは人の手で作られた人形のようなものだ。
What the hell am I hearing? This is total nonsense.
天才を生み出す実験の中で生まれた試作品だ。
はあ、天才ですか。
メモリグラフトを使えば天才を作れるんじゃないか。そう考えたやつがいたらしい。
いわゆる魂の移植ってことですか？でもそれは不可能だと言われてますよね。
Nothing's impossible if it's a convenient enough plot point.
This is how we get our story.
Memory grafting is convenient, but it has limitations. When it comes to grafting human beings in their entirety, a vessel to house their consciousness is needed. However, it isn't easy for the human brain to maintain two different people. And that isn't the only problem with the notion. Due to the colossal volume of information that comprises the human brain, properly converting that is exceedingly difficult. Hence, only individual experiences and skills can be grafted.
だが、分割された経験や技術を集めていけば、いずれは新たな人間になるのではないか。
Technically, that is true.
I would have loved it if she was just like, no, you're not.
No, that's wrong. You're all wrong. I want out.
それが優秀な人間の経験や技術であれば、天才になるのではないか。なんてことを考えたやつがいたんだ。
それがこの人ですか。
No, that person was Dr. Giroux.
They'd be some kind of Frankenstein monster. Frankenstein's monster. Let's go ahead and establish this right now. Frankenstein's the dude, the monster's the monster. Fight me.
You are technically correct.
Wait. Okay. You know what?
You know, we
Okay.
already covered that.
You know, all right. Touche game. You beat me. Wait, wasn't that the name of the doctor that made the monster? Well, not that it matters. It does.
よくそんな人体実験を OK しましたね、この人。
詳しいことは
Agree.
私も知らんが、体も実験で生み出したらしいぞ。
Oop, sorry. What'd you say?
It's like, yes, agree, sure.
中身が空なら、意識が生まれるほどの大量な記憶も移植ができるはずだ、とな。
ああ、警察沙汰にならないっていうのはそういう。
結局、計画は頓挫したらしいがな。
頓挫？でも、あれ？この人は失敗したってことですよね。
詳しいことは知らんが、非合法な研究だからな。何か問題でも起きたんだろう。
Wait, but I thought we wouldn't get in trouble with the police.
Look, when I said you wouldn't get in trouble with the police, I mean they won't find out.
Oh, that's ominous.
研究は凍結。それまでの成果は流出し、売り飛ばされた。巡り巡って私がそれを手に入れたわけだ。
And this is the hidden plot of Chobits.
はあ、そうなんですか。
Does he seriously expect me to believe this? And what sort of impasse was he talking about? Do I even want to ask? This whole created the perfect genius story seems a bit too far-fetched. And honestly, even if such a thing were possible, I doubt the resulting specimen would end up in his hands of all people.
で、いつ起きるんですか？というか、目覚めるんですか？
そのはずだが。いや、今まで目覚めたことはないらしいが。
はあ？目覚めたことはないって、
調整は済ませたから、次は目覚めると言われたんだ。
Turns out we forgot to give him lungs.
He definitely got scammed. Wait, there must be some kind of catch to this. I shouldn't take what he says at face value. Man, they don't pay me enough for this. I better start searching for a new job. I'm getting too old for this shit. However, the moment I think that, the person's eyelids begin twitching.
目を開けそう。
何？
My boss pushes me away and rushes over to the person.
He just like yeets her away.
And then, we see Kawaru Nagisa for the first time.
私のために働け！
Nah. This is how imprinting works, right?
He saw me first. He'll think I'm his mother.
I will love him, and I will pet him, and I will call him George.
お前の生きる価値は私の役に立つことだ。覚えておけ。
Oh, what?
If we get to name our character like in a Sami game, then he's gonna be named George.
そのためにお前は生まれたんだ。
What in the world is this nut job doing? Who would obey a self-centered bastard who talked like that? I'd be fuming if he tried that crap on me. This isn't the first time I've had this thought, but he really needs to work on the way he asks others for favors. He's not really asking, he's more like demanding.
Yeah, it's more telling.
Yeah.
これが原因でこの人が仕事を断っても、私の責任にはならないよね。
Get in that kitchen right now and make me a Krabby Patty! However, my worries were unfounded. The man was not the least bit upset about my boss's haughtiness. Actually, he didn't even display any hints of emotion whatsoever. He merely got up and did whatever he was told, no questions asked. He was more than capable, I found out. The results he produced went above and beyond expectations time and time again. He didn't stop at small spending reduction adjustments. The man planned structural reforms, including major personnel changes. And that's not even the half of it. I was surprised to learn that he also had extensive BMI-related expertise. He came up with the plans to improve Ibuki's BMI products as well. Every time I see BMI, all I can think is body mass index, and I'm just like, this is a weird plot.
You're right, that is what they do. His BMI is huge. He's like a huge dude.
He loves himself a huge cheeseburger. And his updates were received with critical acclaim, pretty much single-handedly bringing the company back into prominence. BMI is a cutting-edge technology that is being researched all across the world. I can't believe a single person holds such an extensive knowledge on the field.
あの実験の話、マジだったわけ。
I once tried asking him,
あなたは何者なんです？
Desire is irrelevant, I am a machine. Or am I taking this or are you taking?
I don't know. I have no memories from before I woke in this room.
He answers, but his expression is still inscrutable. He says he doesn't know anything about his past, but he seems not to care. Or rather, he doesn't seem to have the emotion to lament his lost memories.
I have no emotion, and that makes me very sad.
Aww. He's like the boss said, a puppet, or maybe a robot or an AI? I think I understand now. This is how Skynet happened.
Oh yeah.
If he woke up in that state...
Or the other one. What was her name in the TV show? The other one that was like fighting Skynet.
I don't even remember. I don't know that I ever
Spoilers.
actually... Well, I don't think I saw the TV show, TBH.
I think it is better than... I think it's the third best Terminator anything ever made. So that's something.
Okay. That's...
I mean, not very high praise, but you know.
Considering the number of other Terminator properties, I think that's pretty valid. If he woke up in that state, it's no surprise that he'd just accept whatever commands were given to him.
こういうのも刷り込みっていうのかしら。
The reforms continued and Ibuki's management improved dramatically. At the very least, the solvency problems had been all but squashed. There was some pushback to the change, of course. However, as a whole, the reforms were very popular among the employees, especially when the unnecessary meetings were cut back on, as well as the killer overtime most were subjected to. Pretty much all of his proposals have been adopted unconditionally, but not all of them.
取締役の解任、報酬の引き下げ、バカなことを言うな。誰がそんな提案をしろと言った？私は役に立てと言ったんだ。二度とそんなくだらないことを言うな。分かったな。
That proposal was met with indignation. It's a little bit more than indignation. Naturally, of course. A person like him would never let go of their power and status. What?
The next day, he just surprisingly jumped out of the window and found 87 stories. We don't know how he managed to jump through it, but whatever.
It was truly impressive. I did not murder him, slam.
Very, very good reference.
What surprised me, however, was the displeasure in the man's expression as his proposal was shot down. That is, if I wasn't imagining that. The shift in his expression was so subtle that I thought I couldn't help but doubt myself. After all, that was the first time I'd ever seen him display emotions. Half a year later, sales are on a steady upward trend. Now Ibuki is the undisputed industry leader of Japanese BMI manufacturers. However,
まだだ。こんなものでは足りない。業績を上げて息吹をもっと大きくしろ。お前にはそれだけの能力があるんだ。価値を示せ。
man, you're one to talk.
Yeah, I don't even think this guy's getting paid either. It's just he's just sitting there giving them all their ideas.
For real, I'm wondering, like, just how human-like is he? Does he have to eat? Does he have to sleep, etc.? I mean, they've got the washroom and whatnot, but I don't know.
I'm sure
必要な
we'll
ことは
figure
何
out
で
in
も
the
しろ。
game.
わかったな。
Yeah, I think you're right. Again, he appears unhappy. In fact, the expression on his face is one of complete irritation. There's no longer any doubt in my mind. His emotions are writ large on his face. I used to think he was something like a robot, but at some point he started displaying emotion.
Whatever needs to be done.
He mutters under his breath.
Thanks for telling me that ahead.
That pretext would have been really helpful, thanks.
Whatever needs to be done.
The irritation has disappeared from his face. Instead, the corners of his mouth quirk into a slight smile. It's like the smirk of some villain plotting their revenge. Foreboding. I haven't the faintest idea what's on his mind. However, I can tell that he's changing as a person. That's my impression, at least.
にしても、どうするつもりなんだろう。
Red rum, red rum. I think that's-
Whatever needs to be done.
And then,
どういうつもりだ、貴様。
my boss flips into a rage. He's evidently less than pleased about what has been done. And I can see why.
誰がこんなことをしろと言った。私の役に立てと。会社を大きくしろと。なのにお前は私を解任だと。そんなこと認められるはずがあるか。
That very same proposal to have my boss step down that was rejected once. Without authorization, he couldn't force it through. However, faced with that challenge, he decided to simply give himself that authority. So he purchased 51% of the company's stock.
They were paying him this whole time.
Scruffy has faith in this company.
Yeah.
That said, that wasn't his only course of action. He persuaded several major shareholders, won the favor of other senior executives, and garnered support that way. Still, how in the world did he manage to do that? Were the memories of a con man also grafted onto him?
I am very persuasive. I have high charisma.
Ah, yes, and a love for birds. On the subject, I actually helped him by purchasing some stock. A very small amount, of course, but if the company can be kept afloat, I'm happy to be a part of the change.
貴様がこうしていられるのは一体誰のおかげだと。
This is a necessary action for Ibuki's prosperity.
The man says, his tone flat.
なんだと。どういう意味だ。
If the current management does not change, there's a chance that the company will stagnate and spiral toward bankruptcy once again.
Therefore, it will be safer and more secure for me to run it myself.
He says. He pretty much called him incompetent.
バカな。 私がこの会社の
My boss is almost frothing out of their mouth in rage. However, he begins to stammer.
私は
His shoulders drop and he stands there stunned.
クソなんてことだ。貴様のような出来損ないにクソ出来損ないの人形に
Thus concludes the hidden truth behind Ibuki's miraculous revival and hostile takeover.
As a song that I heard once said, "Na na na na, hey hey hey, goodbye."
Now that he can institute proposals with ease, Ibuki is going from strength to strength. He's making the company prosper just as he was asked to. Ultimately, he did obey the order he was given, ironically enough.
もしかしてこれって一種の反抗期かしら。
You can't tell me what to do, you're not my real dad.
I am going to go drive cars.
One day, he came to me with a question.
What are humans? What is normal?
はい。
What are humans? What is normal?
何をおっしゃってるんです？
I ask, feeling a bit nervous. There's no reason why I should be, so why? How can he say something like that with a straight face?
Do you remember what your boss told me? That I'm a defective puppet.
言ってましたね。ただの負け惜しみみたいなものだと思いますけど。
Well, either way, it is true that I am abnormal. I realize that myself.
He already knew about his origins before taking over the company. However, he feigned indifference at first. Lately, however, he seems very concerned about his existence. At some point, his tone also became a lot more cordial. He started speaking like a person instead of a robot. But I never expected him to start asking me these weird questions. How am I supposed to answer him?
Wait, so I don't talk like a robot anymore, right?
No, apparently you actually have a little bit of range now.
Ah, cool. I'm still going to keep the same basic tone of voice, though, and you can change it up in the real part.
All right, artistic liberty.
Woo! I've been thinking because of that.
はあ、何をでしょう。
About what it means to be a normal human.
おー
I want to be a real boy. Do you know?
I've got no strings to hold me down.
それは、難しい問題ですね。
Look, buddy, don't ask me existential questions before I've had my first cup of coffee. That's just not right. Please leave me out of this.
Indeed, the concept of normalcy itself is subjective, so it's hard to come up with an exact answer.
微妙に違う感がありますけど、それでいいです。はい。
I think I should learn more about myself.
はい。
I want to go on a journey of self-discovery.
Oh, so that's where this is going. He wants to go on a soul-searching trip.
I want to know more.
Just hearing this is giving me secondhand embarrassment. However, he's serious about this, so I should respond appropriately. There's no harm in learning more about the world, I suppose.
わかりました。それで、私は何をすればいいんですか？
There's something I want you to prepare, but for now,
はい、何でしょう？
can you give me a name?
名前ですか？
Is that strange of me to ask? Aren't names normal?
いえ、気にする方が普通と言いますか、当然の反応だと思います。
My old boss, who treated him like a puppet, never gave him one. Once I suggested that he do, but he snapped back at me and told me it was unnecessary. And I fully expected the puppet himself to feel the same. Perhaps because I witnessed how emotionless he used to be. I was convinced he would never feel the need for a name. So hearing this from him now is terribly surprising.
私が決めていいんですか？
You're the only other one here.
それはそうなんですけど。
George, George, George.
Of the jungle? No. Due to the takeover incident, a number of employees do know of his existence. However, they know nothing more. He's regarded by everyone as this mysterious figurehead, and I'm his only point of contact. Though I'm not complaining about my job, I don't mind it.
You're the only one who's acknowledged me since I woke up. I have no one else but you, so I would like you to decide.
そこまで言われたら、じゃあ、
I doubt he'll get the joke if I try to dodge the subject with a silly name. I guess I should just pick something simple. I'll need a first name and a last name. Maybe I should pick a name I'm familiar with instead of trying to go with something unique?
伊吹。
These nuts?
Ha, got him.
伊吹かなとっていう名前はどうですか？
Oh, well, I guess we don't get to name him. Ibuki for the company, and Kanato, well, he's always seemed like a wish granter, and Kanao means to grant wishes in Japanese, so maybe it'd be a fitting choice. Though I'll keep that to myself because it's kind of embarrassing to admit.
Ibuki Kanato. Ibuki Kanato. Ibuki Kanato. Okay. I like that.
そうですか？お気に召したのなら良かったです。
Thank you for giving me my name.
I was a little surprised. He thanked me for my work before, yes, but this is different. Rather than a business formality, it felt sincere. This might be the first time I've seen him so genuinely touched by someone's actions. He's changed much since the day we met.
いえ、そんな頭を下げてもらうほど大したことでもありませんから。それよりも用意してほしいものに関して連絡をもらえれば対応しておきますので。
All right.
And that's how I began helping him prepare for his journey of self-discovery. It sounded harder than it actually is, to be honest. If he's setting out to find himself and learn about the world, the less he brings, the better. Thus, I prepared only the basics for him, like money and a smartphone to stay in contact. The rest is his choice.
にしても自分探しね。
I'm a bit worried, but he should be fine. I mean, this is Japan. Even if he runs into problems, he'll manage. Probably.
言われるままに従順だったのが反抗期を経て今度は思春期？中二病はないのかしら。何にしても大きくなっちゃって。 いや、なんで私この年で子育ての考えにふけってるんだろう。仕事しよう。パルケ。
All right, and that was the
All
prologue.
right. Okay.
That was interesting.
That definitely was, actually. I like that. I actually like this story.
I do too. It was a really good intro, and I mean, like, it was serious, but not super duper serious, so I think it was a good balance, other than our interjections, of course. But that's what we're here for.
And we're here to bring the comedy, or, try.
We're lightening the mood. But yeah. So
And I think the new game is the real, the real story from that point.
yeah, that looks right considering we've got the little new icon next to the new game.
It's a new game.
New game. So it's not new game. Yeah, it's not new game plus though.
That is correct.
All right. Well, and now, much like Assassin's Creed 3, we're going to do a dramatic protagonist change.
Yeah. Oh man, that was a game.
It was.
I would have liked it a lot more if it didn't take hours to get into the real game part of the game.
Yeah, I would have liked it a lot more if the verticality hadn't been so limited to very small buildings for a good portion of the game.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, kind of messes up an Assassin's Creed game, but that's that's a topic for another day, I think.
Yeah, it is. If we ever create a talk about games or talk about movies section of this channel, tell us in the comments if you would actually watch it or not.
We wouldn't blame you if you said no, so, be honest. But not too honest. Be nice,
Yeah.
please. All right. Well, I don't know about you all, but I'm really excited to see where this goes. So I hope that you all will be back as we actually embark into the game itself beyond the prologue. So for now...
Yes.
Oh, go ahead.
Thank you so much. We are Bridge Boys Broadcasting, signing off.